man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like,
I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, I was going to let the whole thing play. I don't even remember hearing that the first time. If you want to date a whole bunch of Shaniquas, fam, that, like, Myron talks like a Republican. All right, y'all. I'm back at it again. Passionate rebellion. So, we really got to talk about these fools fresh and fit. Listen, I got other videos I just was working on in the vault, but I had to stop working on those videos because I couldn't even get to it because these dudes are like controversy machines, and it's not on purpose. They're not like media geniuses. They just keep messing up. Now another video resurfaced of them talking about how they don't date black women, but you're gonna see that it seems like it's a little bit more than that. Joe Budden got in the mix. They kicked Asian Doll off the podcast, I believe, and they threw a bunch of copyright claims at other content creators because they can't handle criticism. Wow, what alpha males that you try to censor people with some copyright claims, even though people are just making critiques under fair use. If you want to listen, the copyright claim thing, if you want to deal with that, just be better. If you knew better, you do better. Now, before I go ahead and get started, you'll have to subscribe. I've been loving the positivity I've been getting. 95% of the comments I've been getting and messages have been overwhelmingly positive. But there's a lot more people watching the videos than subscribing. So if y'all want me to put out videos at a more regular basis, right now I put out videos pretty much whenever I feel like it, which kind of amounts to like once a month or so. If y'all want me to put out videos like once a week or even more than that, if y'all get me to a healthy subscriber number, I will start making videos once a week. And these are videos that are intellectual breakdowns. These aren't just, oh, this is what happened. If you have a mind, if you have an intellect, if you're stimulated by ideas, if you want to hear somebody that's intelligent speaking, this is the place to be. But I need you to subscribe and like and write a comment. Tell me what you want me to do next. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's first talk about these dudes with this dating app thing. And I've only watched this clip once, but we're going to watch it together and I'm going to give some commentary on it. So let's see.
About the black dating app called Black. Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man.
I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like,
I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, I was going to let the whole thing play. I don't even remember hearing that the first time. If you want to date a whole bunch of Shaniquas, fam, that, like, Myron talks like a Republican.
me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Man. We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so
bro, I'm good.
Sometimes if they're, red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay. So last one, guys.
You don't dabble in the dark. You dark. What are you, an idiot? And Fresh, he's so full of self-hate. In an earlier podcast, he said something like, listen, if I see a woman that looks like me, I'm running the other way. Bro, if that's not self-hate, you're going to have to explain to me what is. This is not okay, fam. Because, listen, it's okay to have preferences. I got preferences. But when your preferences are rooted in racist stereotypes, it's not good. And the Shaniqua thing, we know what that is. That's a dog whistle to a type of black woman who's ratchet, who's loud, obnoxious, maybe just shaking her booty in the club. They're just a party animal, is always aggressive, always wants to fight. And listen, yes, there are some black women who are like that, but that's a subset of black women. Fam, you've got to relax on these stereotypes. If you had dated black women, a good number, you would know a lot of black women ain't like that. A lot of black women are wholesome and sweet and beautiful and sensual. But you, especially Fresh, love this weird high life in Miami, and you go to the club. And listen, it's okay to party. All kinds of people party. But disproportionately, in the club, you will find those type of ratchet types. We know Fresh ain't going to the library or going to the bookstore or doing community service or going salsa dancing or doing anything where you would find wholesome women. So his mind is skewed. And the weirdest thing about these dudes is that the self-hate is so intense. Fam, not all black women are like that. I'd argue that the majority of them are not like that. So, it's honestly just disgusting. I can see why it would rub people the wrong way. Now, if they said, hey, listen, I grew up in a white community and culturally, I tend to connect better with, white people or sometimes non-black people, I could kind of understand that, even though I'd be side-eyeing your boy. But I don't know. It rubs me off the wrong way. Now, listen. The reason why the manosphere is blowing up is because nobody talks about the stuff that men have to deal with. For the last 20, 30, 40 years, it has been about dunking on men. Men are bad fathers. Men only want sex. Men are closed-minded. Men are these tyrannical arbiters of patriarchy, blah, 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 blah. And some men do those things, right? And yes, there's a structure of male dominance in place in some aspects. But in many aspects, one of the things that our society fails to understand is that men suffer as well. And only a very small number of men actually dominate. Most people have shitty lives. That's a fact. And the manosphere is exposing that, and also is exposing some of the entitlement that some black women or some women in general have. That's true. Do all women think like that? No. But there are a lot of, especially successful women, who, when they get to a certain point, they say, oh, I got my degrees. Even though they might be all right. They're like, I need a man who's 6'3", makes 6 figures, and got a six-pack, da-da-da-da. Yes, I get that. I get why the manosphere needs to expose that and to bring that back to reality. But just demeaning black women like this, fam, it's trash. Now, I want to talk about how Joe Budden responded to this, which is interesting. I got some feelings about it, but let's see what he said. He said, now, I don't normally do the repost another pod thing because, one, I just don't, and two, some stuff just don't deserve to be highlighted, but today I'll make an exception. I don't know these two doofs, but they don't get to do this. Too ignorant, inexperienced, insecure, fragile, and weak for this stale gimmick to not be seen through. Black women are everything, especially beautiful. Every kind of beautiful, too. So to hear this from them, LOL, it's laughable, but it's not. Joe Budden's sentence structure is so pseudo-intellectual, it's hilarious. But it's not y'all don't date black women, fam. Black women won't date y'all, I can tell. So you harbor this hate and base opinions off as if you've been outside long enough to even know yourself. And y'all are angry about it. Just not angry enough to not use them. He's got some points. These idiots know podcasts can't get off the ground or gain any traction without love or hate from black women. Both act as fuel. This is nothing more than a cheap, tasteless heave at a payday. The words don't match the actions. If you hate them, do it without them. Skip the topic. Don't have them as guests. You clearly don't know how to host them. Don't cater convo toward them. Say no to every dollar view, like, download, subscription generated directly or indirectly by them. Then I'll believe you. This is just pure laziness, among other things. If you can't find a funny, creative way to be inclusive or discuss dating, then go back to the drawing board. I'll skip the lecture on self-hatred and just be glad they make it so easy to spot. And we love Shaniqua Bookwisha. La Kanye is my personal favorite. Now, he does make some good points. This is actually some of the points I just made. I didn't actually see the second part. I just saw this arrow right now. But he's right, man. I talked about the self-hatred, but one thing that's also interesting here is that, like, black women are huge content consumers, and you can't get around black women. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing about it is that I have no problem with people saying, hey, this is what you're not talking about. You got the average black man is not acceptable to y'all. And y'all have outrageous expectations. And the black woman population is growing. Like the single black woman who's never going to get married, that population is growing because of that. Yeah, we could talk about it, but putting black women down, fam, you must have not dated black women, bro. Like, there's a lot of fine, listen, but the interesting point is that they don't want to date y'all. And a good point I want to make right here is that black women, I'd say on average more than other groups of women, have a very strong lame detector. It's not always right. Sometimes, you see them with some guys that don't have character. In fact, I would say that women are not as good as picking partners with good character. A lot of times that women are picking men that, make them moist and not somebody who will be good in the long term. Somebody said it like a lot of people pick their partners based off of building a love story instead of building a life story. And I think that does actually apply. Now, men are trash in a lot of ways too, but we never talk about the mistakes that women make. Now, the Shaniqua, listen, we already know what this is about, man. These dudes, I don't know what it is. That they sound like Republicans. They sound like David Chappelle with the goddamn KKK. The dude, the blind dude who didn't know he was black. All right, let's talk about one more video. We're gonna watch Myron try to kick out Asian doll and get some commentary. Then we're gonna wrap it up.
I don't even know who she is, so I don't care. Simple.
Damn.
Guys, sidebar conversations, please.
All right. What about
I've told you this is like this is like the fifth time I've told you that, right?
Yes.
Sixth time.
Like, stop. For real, like, stop.
He mean as fuck.
I'll just keep it real, man.
No,
Like,
but
you
he's cool.
haven't been here, so
It's
you
I
haven't
don't
seen
give a fuck
it.
about none of that shit.
Yeah, it's the whole show. Come on.
Yeah, she's been doing it the whole show. I'm not mean as fuck. I just have rules. Simple.
All right, go ahead.
It's podcast.
Damn.
What I look for in a man in
You a
the
mean
club
ass
that's
nigga.
like approaching me.
Hold on. Excuse me?
You mean?
I'm not mean at all.
Okay, I don't care.
Have you been here the whole time?
No.
All right, then. So you don't know what was
I
happening,
don't
right?
give a fuck.
Okay, then. So how you going to come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, oh, you're mean?
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well, you can get the
Fucking
fuck off the show,
freedom of
too.
speech. I don't give
Get
Man,
off the show,
chill, man.
What?
Chill out,
Listen,
bro.
don't do my baby like
Nah,
that.
you can-
All right, pause. So, listen. One thing, when you talk to anybody, any person that has a level of self-respect is not going to be talked down to in a way. By the way, I'm using DJ Academics' video of this. The funny thing about this, if you go back and watch the chat, like I've been watching, they be going at Myron. Like, they be crushing this dude. And DJ Academics is unwilling to give up this relationship he has with Fresh and Fit because, one, he used to have this thing called Hard On Thoughts, and which is a lot of like putting down women for their promiscuity, yada, yada, yada. Number two, Fresh and Fit are blowing up. And so it's advantageous in a business sense. And the funny thing about DJ Academics is that he will hold on to really untenable relationships out of self-interest, even though people who are just talking about like what's real on principle will be like blasting those dudes. And DJ Academics apparently just pretends not to see it. But going back to the video, Myron is so insecure. You had Asian doll who noticed like, yo, you kind of coming at old girl in a condescending way. Like, even though she was being disrespectful, that doesn't mean you go there. You have to be strong and steadfast in your mannerisms as a man. And you have to get respect a lot of times, you have to give respect. And so you didn't have to go there like, let's stop. Blah, 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 blah. It came off. Listen, anybody who got self-respect, I'm like, I don't really like how you said that. And then when she called him out on it, say, yo, you mean? She didn't even really call him out. She said, you mean, bro? That was the way you said that was mean. That's really all she's saying. He couldn't take it. And he got angry. When he said, and then she said, well, I don't give a fuck. She said, well, you can get the fuck out. Come on, man. Are you serious? See, it is weak people like this when they get a little power. Myron has his podcast now, and he can say who can come on and who can leave off the podcast. When you got a little power, you're going to use it like this. You're like an authoritarian ruler. And authoritarian rulers cannot take any criticism. That's why they kill all the journalists, and they do censorship and propaganda, because they can't handle criticism, because they're insecure, because they know that the contradictions are right underneath the surface and they can be called out at any time, and it's dangerous. And Myron can't handle that. That's why they try to shut down all these channels that we're talking about them. See, somebody with confidence is going to be like, I don't care what anybody says about me. I'm going to keep doing me. But they're like, well, we can't take this. Every time I Google myself, I'm seeing these videos talking about me. It's because y'all are trash. You need to elevate yourself. But this whole way you can get out, bro, it's wild, bro. It makes you look weak. Myron, now let's finish watching and then we're going to wrap it up.
Go.
Chill.
You're not gonna come on the platform.
Nah, chill, bro.
Okay.
She ain't gotta go nowhere.
No, she
chill.
could go.
Chill,
I don't have to.
Chill.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this mean.
give
We
a
could all
fuck.
be.
Listen.
Come on.
Chill out, bro.
Let's calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
He's hot. I'm calm.
No, I'm
good.
very calm, but it's like, bro, you got to show a little bit of respect on the platform.
It's cool,
respect.
bro.
You talking about
Chill.
shit. I say you mean. It is what it is. What the fuck you want me to say?
That's
You
not the truth,
mean.
though.
You mad about I said mean? You grown as hell.
Well,
Yeah, well.
Okay. So
Yeah, well, right there, listen, right there, you can see how she really feels about it. She think he a corny, lame dude. That really quickly, yeah, well. And the funny thing is, well, the more serious thing is that, listen, I grew up in the hood, so I know what she's reacting to. And there's part of her that you kind of got to call out behavior that's teetering on disrespect. Because when you grow up in like a neighborhood, like a low income neighborhood where there's more violence, people are getting into more fights and stuff like that, you cannot tolerate disrespect. People will try you, people will try to fight you, people will rob you, people will make fun of you if they know they can get away with it, especially in like low income neighborhoods, because I grew up in that. So you got to have a strong radar for that. And that's why a lot of some of the women that they be bringing on here be like, they can't tolerate how Myron talks to them, because it's teetering on disrespect. Sometimes it's downright disrespectful. Now, let me say something really quick. Some of the women they bring on is hella rude and disrespectful. And some of them do need to leave the show. But the fact of the matter is that y'all only bring one type of woman on the show. And then y'all give them a whole bunch of alcohol at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Y'all not bringing in no professors or some wholesome women with, multiple degrees, or just people who can formulate an advanced thought. Now, I'm not saying that all of the women on there are stupid or anything like that. I'm just saying that's not the type of people that y'all bring on. Y'all bring on IG models that y'all can dunk on, and that don't even be wrestling with difficult ideas, and even the ones that challenge y'all never brought them back on anyway. So this just goes to say that Myron is very insecure. He has unresolved rage he needs to work on. The brother needs to go to therapy, if I'm being honest. Now, he's too proud. He don't think he need to go to therapy, but if he doesn't heal internally and develop a real strong self-esteem, he's always going to do this and be confrontational. The dude has a personality of like a cardboard box. It's too black and white. There's no nuance. There's no strength. There's no steadfastness. It's just, oh, you call me mean, you can get the hell out. What type of weak shit is that? Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here because y'all be saying my videos are too long. I got a lot more videos. I don't feel like doing any more videos on Fresh and Fit. That's not why I wanted to create a YouTube channel for, but they just do so much dumb shit that it's so easy to just talk about these dudes. But put in the comments what videos y'all want me to do. I got some that I'm working on in the vault. Some people say they want me to talk about finances. I can talk about that. I could talk about tech. Some people want me to talk about the red pill. I have an interesting relationship with the red pill. Some things I agree with, some things I don't agree with. What's sometimes more interesting to me is how it got started and why so many people are attracted to it. So I can talk about that as well. Whatever y'all want, man, but please subscribe. That is how I'm gonna take this more and more seriously. Put on more videos if you want to hear an intellectual breakdown of the things that are happening in this space and beyond. Just subscribe, and yeah, until next time.